Hi, third grade. I dug out some fossils from my rocks and fossil box, and I probably get far more excited about these than I do the rocks that I showed you last week. And so I just thought I'd spend a minute showing you some of the things I have. Now, because I've been a third grade teacher for a while and I know that rocks and fossils come up in science, I kind of keep an eye out for things that I can collect. This one I bought at a gift store in Michigan because I was looking for what's called a Petoskey stone. And when we visited Michigan once, I had read that this coral, which is an animal that lives in the sea, right? That much of it has been found in Michigan. It covered, when the northern part of Michigan was at one time covered with a sea of warm water. And so there are these Petoskey stones that are fossilized coral. And people actually go to Michigan and they look on the bottom of the lakes there for this stone. Well, I looked a little bit. Of course, I didn't find anything, but I did find a few that you could buy. And so I just find it kind of cool. It feels like a smooth, polished rock, and I'm sure this was polished. But really, it's little pieces of coral that fossilize together. You can see where they're all joined. And so, this is a perfect and really cool one. This one maybe isn't as awesome, but it's mine. It's my Petoskey stone, and they come from Michigan, and it is coral, a sea creature that was once alive and obviously is not anymore. So that's a cool thing. Sometimes at gift shops, when you visit places, you can find things. This is a fossilized shark tooth, and I bought it, right? I didn't find it, but it's still kind of cool. You can see just by me holding it that it's pretty large, right? And it's just fun. A little piece broke, so these things can be fragile, and I do usually let kids look at them and hold them, and then sometimes things can happen. This I've had for quite a while. It's very light. I believe it is a cast or a mold made from, it's an oviraptor hand claw. So it is a dinosaur hand claw. In fact, I bought this at the Science Museum in Minnesota and at their gift store. And this is the dinosaur that it would have come from. So a hand claw would have been from its front legs, right? And so you can see that's a pretty big old claw. So I always thought this was pretty cool. I paid a pretty penny for it too, I think, but it's fun to look at. It's fun to hold on to and picture how that was the claw from a dinosaur, right? Then I was out west. Gosh, was it last summer or the summer before? We like to go on road trips, and I went into a gift shop where they had so many cool fossils. And look at this one. This was like a squid type animal, like you know what a modern squid would be. Well, this is just such a neat looking thing, and but that is a fossilized Orthoceras, um, related to the modern squid or octopus. And here we have some ammonites, a group of marine animals. They were smaller. This is a picture, but these, I mean, it feels like a rock if you turn it over. Look at, there's the price tag from the gift store, right? It's been polished, I think, but you can just see it's almost like a snail-like kind of creature. This one is a little smaller, but it was just captured, somehow preserved in stone, and somebody found it. And they must have found enough of them where they can now sell them at gift shops for pretty cheaply, actually. So these must be, I'm guessing, pretty common. It looks like a snail to me, but it's a fossil. Look at these little cool ones. They're just little lightweight little pieces. They look like the same kind of thing. These are black for whatever reason. Maybe the stone, maybe it was a cast or a mold. They're kind of broken pieces a little bit. These are awesome cool, and these are heavy stone. I inherited these when I moved into my third grade room. The teacher before me had them, and I'm not sure what the story is, but these are called trilobites. An extinct marine arthropod, common in Europe and North America, a bottom-feeding scavenger and predator. Now they're estimating that it is many, many, many hundreds of millions of years old, but they're cool. This doesn't feel like a fake to me. It's like a rock. If I saw this laying on the ground, rock, you feel it, it's rock. But yet look at that imprint or the, the actual creature, whatever it left behind. It teaches us. It teaches us about the past. We don't have things like that anymore. This one is called a crinoid. I set a couple of these down. I'm thinking like a kind of a coral. This one broke. You can see those, it's kind of like stripy ridges on the outside. On the inside, look at it. It's just a cool, on the inside, you wouldn't know that. From the other end of it, it just looks like a piece of rock. But you can see all of those ridges on it. And then there, look at the inside of it. So I find all of this fascinating. This one, I can't forget this one. This looks like a rock, first glance, right? You look closer. It's a piece of petrified wood. It was a piece of wood, a part of a tree. And if you look closely, you kind of see the grains of the plant, of the tree. And for whatever reason, it didn't rot away. It became preserved and turned to stone. So petrified wood. Awesome. Heavy like a rock. Feels just like a rock. But you can see the patterns on it. It was a piece of wood at one time.